What's going on, Fresh Takers? I am back with another tier list, and this tier list we are doing the top film franchises. Let's do it. All right, so here's what we got, y'all. We got an S tier, we got A, of course, B, C, D. I did something different. I did never watched but respect, and then we have F, obviously, for trash, because there are some of these that I have not seen, but I respect what it's done for the film industry. So let's get our first one out the way. And I'm probably going to piss some people off, to be honest. I have never seen any of the Godfathers, they have never really appealed to me. I'm not a huge Italian mafia type movie guy. If you put that out, it's really hard for me to watch it, even though I love Italian food and that type of stuff is cool. To me, the movies just are kind of boring. So sorry, never really saw it, but I do respect what it has done for the film industry. Like I said, Marvel Studios, you already know that's S tier, that's automatic. What it has done for me as a black nerd and the movies it has given me, the excitement it's given me, it's an S tier. I mean, come on now. What did y'all think was going to happen? This is a good one. John Wick. I am going to go high A on John Wick. I feel like I don't know what else John Wick we need to do to be the S tier. So right now, just for the sake of time, we're going to leave him at a high A. Walt Disney, that is an S tier. I really would not have a childhood if it really was not for Disney. So once again, some of these S tiers are no brainers, even for yourself. So y'all know how it is. All right, this next one means a lot to me. Harry Potter is an S tier. Harry Potter came out when I was in elementary school, and that was the first film franchise that me and my brother got into on our own. In my last video, I told you guys that Star Wars, was something my dad introduced me and my brother to, and it's been a part of our lives ever since. Harry Potter was something me and my brother discovered together, and it still means something to the both of us. Every time I see Harry Potter, I think of my brother. He thinks of me anytime he sees it. So this one's a special one, just because was something me and my brother didn't bond over a lot back then because of the age difference, but Harry Potter was something we absolutely came together on every single time. So Harry Potter is in the S tier. Spider-Man gets an A. It would be S tier if it wasn't for Spider-Man 3. Just gonna say that. Night at the Museum gets a... Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna give it a B. I actually really do like Night at the Museum. Okay, hold on. I'm taking it down to a C because I don't know if you can really... Yes, they gave us 3 movies, but is it really a film franchise? Like Spider-Man is Spider-Man, so 3 movies, yes. Shrek has become a franchise because it has more than 3 movies and just the impact that it had. Night at the Museum, the first 2 very solid. Third one can kind of do without. Wasn't terrible, but I don't know if the impact is there, if that makes sense. So that's the only reason why I'm dropping it down. Hobbit, A. I really enjoyed the Hobbit movies. Unpopular opinion, as much as I love Lord of the Rings trilogy, because of the special effects and the scenes, I would probably watch Hobbit first. Don't kill me. I promise. I love Lord of the Rings. We'll talk about that later. All right, Resident Evil, B. As crappy as some of the movies have been, and it just seems kind of clunky, I still enjoy them, so we're gonna give it a B. Come on now, we already know. Matter of fact, right there, that's how I'm gonna do it. So Star Wars here, right in that order. Star Wars is everything to me. Y'all know that. Okay, this gets Back to the Future gets an A. Back to the Future 2 is actually my favorite. If I had to rank those real quick, it'd be Back to the Future Part 2, then Part 1, then Part 3. Part 3, kind of weird. I don't know, because I guess it was set in a Western, and it was, I mean, you want to utilize it as a time machine, so, you know, let's get crazy with it. But I don't know. The third one was kind of weird to me, but it is what it is. But second one, first one, I really like. Chronicles of Narnia, I watched them. See though, I just, you know, it's not something where when I see it I'm like Chronicles of Narnia. I watched them, enjoyed them. That was kind of about it. Toy Story, that is an S tier. A lot of my childhood is happening here, so that is a given. Toy Story, literally, I mean, that was one of the top movies that everybody talked about when I was younger. Okay, I'm gonna do this, but then I'm gonna explain. I have seen the first and second Mission Impossible, but I saw those when I was really young, and I have not watched one since. So I'm only gonna put it in that category because there are so many of them that I have not seen. I don't know why I have not gone out of my way to watch the newer ones, because I heard that they are really good, but I just haven't. So we're gonna put never watched, but I do respect it. James Bond gets an A. The only reason why I did not put it in an S tier is because there's so many different versions that I have not watched, that I don't know if that's fair to put it in the S tier. I grew up on the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies, 90s kid. My favorite is Daniel Craig. I almost forgot his name. My favorite Bond is Daniel Craig. My brother, that's one of his favorite film franchises, is Bond. So I really kind of now here's a funny thing. One of the things that makes the James Bond franchise for me so popular is the video games, and not even just the ones in the 90s, but they did some really solid ones on GameCube in the early 2000s that me and my brother played that we love. So that's why it's in the A. But good, solid, very solid. Just I can't put in the S because there's so many versions, so many different Bonds I have not watched. X-Men. Ooh. They have really messed this up. 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1 and 2 for sure. 3, okay, and then they just kept screwing it up after that. So it's got to go there. Okay. Meet the Fockers gets a B. The reason why I get to B is Meet the Fockers is my favorite. I don't know why the second movies of a lot of like three film franchises are my favorite, but it happens. But Meet the Fockers is my favorite. That movie will have me in tears. It's so funny. Meet the Parents was really, really good. Meet the Parents was actually my introduction as a kid to Ben Stiller. So definitely did not see the third one. They did a third one, did not see it, and I'm just really not interested. But the first two movies alone get a B for me. And I don't know if they can really call it a film franchise, but we're gonna put it in there. Rocky gets an A. I have not seen. Have I seen? Yes, I've seen all of them, but I was younger, so I don't remember every single scene. But Rocky's very important. Rocky's great. Dark Knight, STI. We're gonna put that right there. Listen, 2008 was special for me. I don't know about y'all, but 2008 was special for me. 3 reasons. 1, Barack Obama became the first black president in our history. 2, Dark Knight. 3, Step Brothers. Those 3 things alone make 2008 a great year for me. Dark Knight just, oh my God. The second movie alone was amazing. I really like Dark Knight Rises. There's a lot of people that don't like it or felt let down. I enjoyed it. Sorry. I enjoyed it. Sometimes I got unpopular opinions, but I enjoyed it. The first one was the one where it was like, it was important, but it was like the other two are better. It kind of looked to me, it looked like one was on a budget and then it did well, and then they gave 2 and 3 the big budget. That's how it looks to me. But all 3 of them are great movies. Lord of the Rings. Ooh. We're going to put, it's in S tier for sure. It's in S tier for sure. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. That's another one that me and my brother got into on top of Harry Potter. So that's another special one. I remember as a kid when Lord of the Rings came out, they had a toy. It was Aragorn sword that he had from Return of the King. When I tell you, and then here's something funny, you guys. Nobody really knows this. So my brother was in shop class. I think, yeah, shop class or wood shop. There we go. He was in wood shop and he made a shield for me. He made a circular shield with the belt strap, with the straps on the back and everything. Like, he made me a legit wooden shield. And it was one of the best things he's ever given to me. He probably forgot about it, but I've never forgotten about it. So just so happened that around the time he made that shield was around the time I got that sword. And when I tell you I was outside fighting imaginary orcs like nobody's business, the amount of orcs I killed in my imagination was just, it was insane. So yes, there were plenty of times I went outside pretending to be, a part of Lord of the Rings, killing orcs, running around. I know the people looking outside like, what is this little boy doing? But I love Lord of the Rings that much. It meant a lot, the video games, everything. So I mean, even the new Lord of the Rings show they got out now, I'm all in. And they're coming back here this month. So yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. That's a good one. Hangover. Hangover was another one around my high school years that just bangers. Loved Hangover, freaking hilarious movies. And I'm glad they stopped at 3. They didn't need any more because it's like, how many of these can you make? The concept was really great, but it's like it starts to water down the more you do it. Kung Fu Panda gets a B. Talked about this in my first tier list. I kind of fell off after the second Kung Fu Panda, and then I just watched the 4th one with my daughter. Great movies. Love Jack Black. It's a B. Solid B. Nightmare on Elm Street. That gets an A. Nightmare on Elm Street. That was like the first person that really scared the crap out of me. Freddy Krueger is iconic. If you don't know any other scary movies, if you don't rock with scary movies, if that's not your thing, you definitely know who Freddy Krueger is. So you really don't get popular horror movies without that man. I'm just gonna be honest. So definitely he is in the A. Now here's where I really am torn. The Mummy. I don't know if I want to go high A or S tier, and there's a reason why. The first Mummy really got me interested in Egyptian culture, even though there wasn't a lot of Egyptians in the movie. But, concept is, white folks going to explore Egypt, unlock some stuff they shouldn't unlock, the rest. But that third one gets me because they recasted Evie, and that part really pisses me off. But because the second one gave me The Rock, one of my favorite wrestlers, it was still a good movie. The first one just is a classic. It's still got to go S tier. It's that impactful for me. That third movie, we gonna leave it alone. Hunger Games was really popular when I was in high school. For me, they were really cool, really solid. I'm gonna go B. Put it right before Kung Fu Panda. Rush Hour gets an A. Rush Hour 3 is what brings it down for me. Rush Hour 1 and 2, oh my God, like A plus movies, and then 3 was like borderline B. Um, Still had funny moments, but it just, they should have left it alone. 1 and 2 was enough. 1 and 2, I mean, just, and I think also it's about timing. Rush Hour, when Rush Hour 1 and Rush Hour 2 came out, it was, to me, it was just, it happened at the perfect times. Late 90s, early 2000s was like, that was Rush Hour time. And then they made the third one, and it just kind of seemed a little out of whack, even though it was still funny. It was still funny. Chris Tucker was funny, but it just didn't feel like Rush Hour, if that makes sense, y'all. I hope y'all understand me. Rambo, never seen a single one of them, but I respect it. Godzilla, now here's what I think, because they also have the MonsterVerse in here, so I think these are like the Japanese movies, which I've never seen the Japanese Godzilla movies, but that I really like them. Or because Godzilla versus that's got to be MonsterVerse. So we're gonna separate that. Die Hard. Sorry, just don't think they're good. Alien, never watched, but I respect it. Twilight, I think Twilight is trash. I don't get why people were into it. I mean, the ladies ate it up. I don't get it. It never appealed to me. And I like some vampire stuff. I love True Blood. You know, this stuff that don't bother me. But for some reason, was not interested. Sharknado. The craze was fun, but that was about it. Okay. Transformers gets an S tier. So Transformers is another one that really kind of also was a part of my high school time. For a lot of you guys that don't know, high school was an important time for me. It was just, there was a lot that was going on that was really fun, that really made life enjoyable for me. Transformers was part of that. I mean, they had a solid run. Like, even the second one, a lot of people didn't like the second one. They felt like it was a little too much with the jokes, stuff like that. But it was still a pretty good movie. Came back really strong with the third one, and then even the Mark Wahlberg versions haven't been terrible. They've been pretty solid. And then now they're coming out with Bumblebee, and they just did the Primal Transformers, which is cool. And then all of the animated stuff that kids love. My daughter loves Transformers. So yeah, it's an S tier. It is an S tier. Dragons, C. Star Trek. If you are talking about all the old Star Trek movies, never watched them. The recent 3 they did, I did watch those and I really like those, but because there's so many of them I didn't watch, I have to give it, I'm gonna put it here like a high C, if that makes sense, y'all. Shrek, not even gonna talk about it. Easy. Even though 4 was god awful, 3 was it, we started to see the decline. It's Shrek. Okay, it's Shrek. Actually, I'm gonna put Shrek up here. Matrix, easy, S tier. Avatar, easy, S tier. Matrix was just so freaking cool. The concept was amazing. Everything about it to me was amazing. Those 3 movies, just the storytelling was chef's kiss to me. Avatar, I'm really liking Avatar. The first 2 movies have been amazing. They look visually stunning. They keep me, they're long movies and they keep me intrigued. I love where they're going. That's an S tier. Friday the 13th, very important, but that's an A. Definitely an A. The cheesy kind of 80s slasher films, but they're important. I like them. Men in Black, A tier. Would get an S, but they just kept going. They really should have stopped after 2, but they kept going because people love them. So they definitely get an A. Fast and Furious. Ooh, that's tough. Let me think on Fast and Furious. Jason Bourne, never seen, but I respect it. The Terminator movies. they fell off. First one was great. Second one everybody loved, and then they just start crapping the bed. Um, so that gets a C. Actually, they get a D because it's kind of the same. They're in the same boat as X-Men. Mad Max. Never watched, but I respect. I watched the recent Mad Max, obviously with Tom Hardy, great, but I never watched the Mel Gibson Mad Maxes. They just don't appeal to me. I guess it was, I don't know if it was just, it didn't look as apocalyptic as the story portrays. Like Mad Max with Tom Hardy looks apocalyptic. The Mel Gibson ones don't look apocalyptic to me. I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. Ice Age, loved Ice Age as a kid, gets a B. Really good movies. Underworld, it's kind of forgettable. I'm gonna give that a D. Monsterverse, this is an S tier already. I mean, you give us Godzilla and Kong in the same movies, let alone separate movies, and we've just seen some amazing stuff. Godzilla versus Kong, I really wish I could have reviewed that one with you guys. I mean, I loved it. Took my daughter to see it. That was her first exposure to Godzilla and Kong. Now she loves it. So, yeah, it's an S tier. That's kind of automatic. Ocean's 11, never watched, but I do respect it. Alvin and Chipmunks, the animated were the live action were so terrible that it kind of killed all the good animated stuff they've made in the past. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's an A. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 in the 90s is by far my absolute favorite, but everything they've made since, I love. The animated stuff they've made, the recent live action stuff they made, I really enjoy it. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that's a good one. Cars gets an A. I really like Cars. It's same thing where they, the quality starts to drop down, but they're still solid movies. DC. What to do with DC? Because technically, all of the movies we got in the 90s and 80s and all of that, okay, you know what? Out of respect, even though lately they have been dropping the ball, they do go in the A. They go in the A tier. Planet of the Apes, that's another A. I really haven't seen the old Planet of the Apes movies from beginning to end, but those, the newer ones with Caesar have been really solid. And I know that people hold the old Planet of the Apes movies in high regard. So absolutely. Jurassic Park, what? Yes, S tier. That absolutely goes up there for sure. I'm gonna just get this out the way because it's film franchise only. So not the TV shows, the film franchises. Pokemon does nothing for me. Sorry. Pirates, that is an absolute S tier. I love Pirates. I think I was a pirate in the past life with my love for rum, things of that nature. But Pirates of the Caribbean was amazing. What's crazy is I was just watching the first Pirates of the Caribbean 2 weeks ago, and I thought that the first one was made much later than it actually was made. I think it was made like 2000, 2003, and I don't remember it coming out around that time. I thought it came out like 2004, 2005. So I'm not sure why I'm like my brain isn't computing with the dates, but that is for sure an S tier. Finding Nemo, there's only 2 movies in there. I feel like there's only 2 movies, and that's kind of bold to call them a film franchise. Only because I don't view them as a film franchise, I'm gonna go F. Sorry. Okay, Fast and Furious. That is a good one. Where do I put you? All right, you know what? We're just gonna do it. Fast and Furious goes in S tier. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Indiana Jones, I will slap you if you don't think Indiana Jones is S tier. Even the last 2 movies they've done, I still like them. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I like it. People hated it. They felt like it shouldn't have been done. I liked it. And even the last one they just did, I did feel like Harrison was a little old for it and they should have stopped, but I still enjoyed it. I watched it with my dad. My dad is who got me into Indiana Jones. We watched it together. He liked it. I liked it. So still high quality movies. Indiana Jones gets an S tier. Madagascar, I can't put it in S, but very, very, very good 3 films. Very good. Despicable Me, B. I don't feel that solid about it. Lethal Weapon is another one. I've never watched any of the movies, but I do respect it. I feel like without Lethal Weapon, we don't really get Rush Hour. So much respect. All right, we only got 2 more because Nightmare on Elm Street is already up here. And then I don't know. They put the thumbnail as one of the options, so I'm not sure what happened there. All right, Bad Boys. Bad Boys is S tier. If I had to pick, once again, you guys already know the second movie is my favorite. I don't know what it is, but the second movies get me the most. I can't explain it, y'all. Y'all just gotta forgive me. But Bad Boys is just, I love them. Even the recent movies they put out have been really solid. And so 4 movies in, and I think they were talking about doing a 5th. And my culture, Black American culture, Bad Boys means a lot to us. So it absolutely needs to go into the S tier. And my last and final one is the Scream franchise. That is my all-time favorite horror movie franchise. Nothing will ever come close. I don't care what these other horror movie franchises do, but to me, Scream epitomizes what 90s horror movies were. Like, not to me. I know What You Did Last Summer is up there with it, but Scream is like the blueprint for 90s slasher films. And to me, they haven't missed. All the movies they made, they haven't missed. So that's how I feel about that, guys. That is my tier list. Put a comment below what you guys think. I think this is a pretty solid list. I feel bad. A lot of these I have not watched, but it is what it is. So please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.